Alright, check this out. Stephen Hawking's 7 predictions of Earth's demise in the next 200 years. Oh boy. Most famous scientist since Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking will forever be known for his groundbreaking contributions to physics and cosmology. Cosmology. My bad. Having been diagnosed with motor neuron disease at the young age of 21, instead of accepting what doctors said was a 2-year death sentence, Hawking beat the odds and ended up devoting the rest of his entire natural life to the pursuit of knowledge and explaining the unknown. While his discoveries were profound and inspiring, his views on the future of the Earth and its inhabitants were extremely pessimistic. So here are some of Hawking's most terrifying predictions on how and when our world will meet its demise. Counting down from number 7, genetically modified vaccines will backfire on us. The certified genius said that one of the greatest threats to mankind wasn't coming from space, but rather from what people were creating here on Earth. Since scientists started toying with genetically engineered viruses to treat human illnesses, they've also discovered other possible uses for them. For example, researchers trying to create a virus that could kill cancer cells ended up making one that could combat alcoholism. It did this by introducing certain information into the neurons that control an alcoholic's urge to drink. Nowadays, pharmacists are even combining several deadly viruses into a single shot and doing some weird stuff with DNA mixing. Just take the Rototech vaccine as an example. It was designed to protect kids from rotaviruses, and a lot of babies get 3 doses before they're even 6 months old. But what they don't tell you is that this medicine is made by crossing human and cow DNA. Once more, babies are twice as likely to have seizures during the first 2 weeks after they've been vaccinated. While pharmacists' intentions might be good, the problem is that we still don't fully understand the long-term damage these vaccine concoctions might have. But every time somebody tries to warn people about the dangers of certain vaccines, mainstream opinion wins. Number 6. Aliens will invade our planet. Hawking was a firm believer in extraterrestrial life, and he was convinced that they will eventually invade our planet. And no, unfortunately, they probably won't come in peace. But first, we gotta go back to the beginning, literally. You probably heard of the Big Bang Theory. No, not the TV show. The explosion that gave birth to our universe some 13 billion years ago. Well, Hawking came up with what he called the multiverse theory. According to it, the universe as we know it is just one among tens of others that were created with their own Big Bangs. So basically, parallel universes. Although there's still no evidence proving that we aren't the only form of intelligent life there is, with so many planets, galaxies, and universes, chances are that cosmic beings will find our floating rock in space and decide to make a pit stop. They'll most likely want to either destroy us or study us like lab rats. Or they'll give us a book titled To Serve Man. Remember that one from the Twilight Zone? Number 5. The universe will come to an end. In his final work, A Smooth Exit from Eternal Inflation, completed just 2 weeks before he died, Hawking predicted that our universe will eventually fade into darkness as all the stars run out of energy, and he warned that we desperately need to get to other universes ASAP if we want to survive. Number 4. Robots will replace humans. Although Hawking's life basically depended on artificial intelligence, he didn't trust it at all. He once said that it might be just the worst invention in the history of our civilization, because it'll probably replace humans altogether. Although the AI we have today is extremely useful, Hawking warned that further development of these technologies could be a fatal mistake if we aren't mindful of the risks it could bring. He predicted that once humans develop artificial intelligence, it'll take off on its own and redesign itself at an ever-increasing rate. This new form of life could eventually outsmart and outperform humans, or worse, decide to get rid of us. Hawking was sure that there was no significant difference between what a human brain is capable of and what could be achieved by AI. Easy for a genius to say. Despite this serious warning, more and more investments continue to be poured into the further development of these technologies. Number 3. Nuclear weapons will destroy humanity. Hawking believed that aggression and irrational behavior are our worst traits as humans. And if we don't change, we'll outright destroy ourselves. Yet there's still no sign of conflict lessening nowadays. So the development of militarized technology and weapons of mass destruction could lead us to disastrous consequences, which would mean the end of our world. Number 2. We'll need to find another planet to live on. According to Hawking, we have to find another planet to live on within the next 100 years. Otherwise, we'll die out as a species because Earth has already reached the point of no return. To save ourselves from problems like overpopulation and the scarcity of resources that comes with it, pandemics and pollution, we have to discover new worlds and become a multi-planetary species. So what are our options for inhabitable Earth doppelgangers? Although the Moon has no atmosphere, it's the closest celestial object to our planet that has immense deposits of natural resources. Besides that, there are ancient lava tubes on its surface that could be the perfect location for building the first human colonies. However, the Moon has extreme seismic activity, and its rare moonquakes can measure up to 5.5 on the Richter scale. Such strong quakes can be potent enough to destroy buildings and other constructions. Mars, with its toxic soil, bone-crushing cold, and unbreathable atmosphere, obviously isn't our ideal next home. But a competent approach to constructing well-protected space bases could put humanity up for the initial stage of colonizing the Red Planet. Ceres is a dwarf planet located in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Astronomers believe it could be composed of 25% water, which is good news for us water-loving humans on our current planet, made up of 71% of the stuff. This dwarf planet has even been considered a potential location for water harvesting for long-distance missions in space. However, because it lacks an atmosphere, we wouldn't be able to experience weather changes or see any colors in the sky if we live there. Bummer. Jupiter's fourth biggest moon, Europa, is covered with an icy crust that could hold entire oceans of water. On the other hand, it's constantly being showered with deadly radiation that humans wouldn't be able to survive. Plus, temperatures are unbearably cold there. Saturn's largest moon, Titan, could also be a potential colony for human beings. One of the advantages of living there is that it has an atmosphere that protects the surface from radiation and meteorites. On the downside, this atmosphere consists of 95% nitrogen, 5% methane, and 0 of the stuff we breathe, oxygen. Kinda like a big planetary fart. But you wouldn't need a spacesuit or anything to walk outside. A little protection from the cold and a breathing mask would suffice. Earth's cousin, Kepler 452b, orbits a sun-like star 1,400 light-years away from us, and it looks exactly like our planet. It could even have liquid water on its surface. We just can't tell because the planet is covered with thick misty clouds almost all the time. Like San Francisco. Oh, and we definitely have problems with volcanic activity there. And number 1. The Earth will combust into a ball of fire. The great physicist also predicted that our planet will burst into flames in less than 600 years. By that time, the Earth will be so overpopulated that our energy consumption will make the planet burn red and the human race will perish. And it gets better. Hawking added that global warming will make the conditions on Earth similar to those on Venus. The average temperature will be about 480 degrees Fahrenheit. Sulfuric acid will rain from the sky, and winds will reach speeds of up to 330 feet per second. Yow! Stephen Hawking warned us that climate change is one of the great dangers we face, and it's the one we can prevent if we act now. I'd say that's something we definitely don't want to put off any longer. So, which prediction do you think will happen? Which one is the scariest in your opinion? Tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to share this video with everyone you know. The entire planet needs to be aware of this. If you've enjoyed, albeit frightfully, what you've seen in this video, give it a like. And if you want to keep up with all our new videos coming out on the daily, subscribe to our channel and stay with us on the bright side of life.